Up to the plate first for the big train is TJ Gramesty, playing in center field tonight. TJ in the leadoff spot tonight. TJ shows bunt on the first pitch. He pulls away.
TJ's good at being in the one hole. He's very fast, has a nice on-base percentage at .579. So we expect him to get on base. He does his job when we ask him to. Great choice by Coach Sal Colangelo.
Second pitch in there by the pitcher, Lindsay, is a strike.
Yeah, excited to see what tonight will bring. Lindsay is a good pitcher for them, one of their best. Another strike.
Ross Lindsay, an Alabama pitcher. He's played in 6 games. This is his 7th appearance with him, 3 starts. This will be his 4th, so seen relieving and starting so far. His second pitch was a strike, so he's now ahead in the count, 1-2 to Gramesty, who's at the plate. Gramesty watched that one blow by high. He's now back even in the count. He delivers on 2-2. Swings at it, Gramesty, but foul directly back into the netting. Lindsay, in his games with the Cropdusters so far, 8.2 innings pitched, an ERA of 3.12, a whip of 1.50, 0 earned runs and 11 strikeouts. As you mentioned, very good pitcher for these Cropdusters so far.
Yeah, this is who the Cropdusters want on the mound for this fight. They want to hopefully secure a win, as do the big train, but this is who they would want.
Another ball fouled back from Gramesty. He stays alive in this one. How much, Grace, would this win mean for this Cropdusters organization?
I think it would mean a lot. They're seen, in my opinion, as like the baby brother to the big train. It's always back and forth, but the big train coming on top. So I think if they could win, they would change the narrative.
Crack of the bat from Gramesty there, and it's back into the left side fence. It gets down. Gramesty heading towards second. He slides in there. Great start-off hit from Gramesty as he takes one that goes all the way to the fence. The first plate appearance, bats starting off hot for the big train.
Yeah, very exciting. Again, exactly what we want to see out of Gramesty, getting on base so that our batters afterwards can knock him in, hopefully.
So Gramesty starts his night with a double here at First Responder Field. We'll bring up Brennan Wright after him, second baseman tonight.
And I know I just said it's going to look like a pitcher's duel, but I'd always be happy if I'm proven wrong because the big train wants to hit.
This top of the lineup has been very successful in this season hitting for the big train. Wright shows bunt. First pitch he sees, it's fouled directly back, looping into the net.
Like the big train's use of bunting, or at least trying to fake out the pitcher by bunting on the first pitch, almost guarantees a fastball when you show bunt. So
right now 0-1. That one just drops low of the zone, maybe a little inside as well. Brennan Wright, one of the big train players named to the all-star list for this season.
And Brennan stayed pretty consistently in the 2 spot. He has proven to the coaches and the team that that is where he should be, and he continues to work, do great.
Brennan chops that one. It is right to the second baseman, and he delivers to first base for an easy out there, but advances his man Gramesty over to third, so no reach there as Wright is out on a ground out. Brings up.
Really excited to see us moving runners on the bases when they're in scoring position. Hopefully, again, that continues now that we just have 1 out.
Zach Malvazio up with an opportunity to bring a run in, has a guy at third, 1 out. That one is hit foul.
Zach, one of the league's top, or is the league's top home run hitter. very consistent at the plate and either hitting home runs, pretty much just hitting home runs.
Malvasio takes a big swing at that one, and it actually catches Gramesty, who is leading off down the third base line. He tries to get out of way of it in time, but it does still strike him, and a little bit of a painful one there for Gramesty.
Right in the back, but thankfully, as everybody who's ever played Little League, he was in foul territory, thank goodness. So no one's out, just painful bruise on the back is all we lost out of that.
Yes, didn't prevent the hit from Malvasio, but instead earned himself a stinger there. Malvasio now 0-2 in the count. That one high and away on the plate, so 1-2. As you mentioned, Malvasio, the home run leader for this Cal Ripken Senior League for most of the season. He has been very efficient and has hit some incredible moments of hitting.
Yeah, and even just the other day when we played DC, he went 3 for 5 with a home run. He's just consistently proving to everybody that he's here to hit.
Malvasio chops at that one, fouls it just back again, stays alive. It's behind in this count to the pitcher, Lindsay. Malvasio digs in. And the pitch from Lindsay. Swung at by Malvasio. He's down swinging. Lose is his opportunity for an RBI there with Gramesty still stranded over there at third. I have one more out here for the big train to open the scoring against the Cropdusters. Malvasio with a strikeout, his first appearance.
Yeah, now we have Casey Carpenter up to bat. New to the 4-hole, at least of recently, with Emilio Gonzalez being out tonight.
Carpenter also taking Gonzalez's spot at first base. Watches the first pitch high. (1-0) to first baseman. Interesting to see if Carpenter and Gonzalez will play together. Carpenter takes a big swing at that one.
Yeah, falling all the way into the other batter's box. At least we know he's trying when he swings.
Definitely saw something on that pitch that he wanted. Wasn't able to make any connection with it. Lindsay delivers there. It's high again, so he's behind now on this batter.
Yeah, glad to see Casey showing some restraint at the plate, good plate discipline, even after falling into the other batter's box.
That pitch is hit but foul.
We got another at bat that's looking like a battle.
Absolutely here, count 2-2 to Carpenter. Carpenter has been, as you mentioned, a very patient hitter all season. Has earned himself a good amount of walks, has really put himself in situations where he makes the pitcher work every time he's at the plate.
Yeah, 23 walks on the season. So we know he is okay with walking, and that's how he's getting on base.
Swings at that one again, though, and it's a little late, so it's fouled behind once again for Carpenter, who still looking to bring the man Gramesty, who was the leadoff man and had a double, was advanced to third by Brennan Wright, who followed him, but Malvasio unsuccessful in bringing him home as he struck out swinging. Watches that pitch go by him. A good save from the catcher McNeil there for the Cropdusters to keep that from going into the backstop and Gramesty getting home. But now the count is full for Cropduster pitcher.
Yeah, and if we look over at third base out of the corner of our eyes, we can see TJ kind of getting a lead, trying to play with the pitcher's mind a little bit.
Lindsay delivers on the full count. It's swung at by Carpenter. He goes down swinging. That'll end the inning for the Cropdusters. They go 3 up, 3 down after they give up a hit from TJ. A double, 1 hit, but no runs scored. Cropdusters keep it even. Tied 0-0 as we go to the bottom of the first. Welcome back to the Bethesda Big Train Network. I'm Zach Lewis, joined alongside Grace Adams. We are now seeing the bottom of the first inning as our score is still even here. Leading off for the Cropdusters is Melton. Melton's playing first base tonight for the Cropdusters. Cropdusters, we should mention, wearing a interesting uniform. It is Hawaiian night here at the ballpark. They have a Hawaiian shirt inspired jersey here tonight. 2 misses to start for the pitcher on the mound for the Big Train, Jack Ketchum.
Yes, Jack Ketchum from Alabama. Also like Ross Lindsay, we're getting an Alabama pitcher matchup.
That one just barely misses on the outside. Gagan, who is our catcher tonight, the battery with Ketchum asking where that one missed.
Jack has played in 4 games so far this season. This will be his 5th with a 9 ERA.
Well, 4 pitches and none of them find the zone. It's a leadoff walk for Jack Ketchum, and the Cropdusters get a base runner early as the first man they see, Melton, walk himself to first base.
Not what you want to see from the Big Train after we didn't score any runs in the first. But just to set the scene for everybody here, the Cropdusters are wearing this Hawaiian jersey with their denim pants. They look like SpongeBob's.
It does have a very SpongeBob feel. That ball is delivered. It does get the outside portion of the zone, so it's a first strike for Ketchum to the man who's now at the plate, Godsden, playing second base tonight for the Cropdusters. Yes, they're kind of a light yellow feel of the jersey, and then lots of small little pictures of baseballs and different things like that. It's supposed to kind of
I
be that
think their
Hawaiian shirt
logo's
feel.
on it, or a crab. It's kind of hard to see.
Gosden swings at that one. Melton had decided to steal, but he'll have to jog his way back. Gosden is down in the count 0-2 after 2 good pitches from Ketchum. 2 strikes after he threw 4 balls to start.
Glad to see Ketchum working back to what he's supposed to be doing and throwing strikes.
Pickoff attempt back to first base is unsuccessful, as Melton was aware of it. It's the last regular season game for both of these teams, as determines the final seeding for playoffs. The winner of this game will have the number 1 seed for both the North and overall.
Yeah, the North has a really stacked division, having both Olney and the Big Train in it, which definitely makes it more competitive and more fun until it comes down to one game, knowing who gets that number 1 seed.
Ketchum delivers. It is up into the air. Chasing after is Carpenter at first base. He does get it into his glove, watches well, keeps Melton over at first. So Godsden with a pop out, drifted foul, but he will sit down, and Ketchum gets his first out.
Yeah, and Casey had a really weird angle on it, so I'm surprised he got it. He was running back and over his shoulder and had to turn around and completely not see the ball to make that catch.
Good play on the ball there from Carpenter, as he's on first tonight with the absence of Emilio Gonzalez, who was suspended in Monday's game against the Grays. Notably, the Big Train did not play either of their doubleheader against the Thunderbolts yesterday due to rain, and so no opportunity there to have the cushion already coming into the Cropdusters game.
Yeah, without that little cushion, Olney is only a half game behind, so a win would put them ahead if they beat us tonight.
Already, that's probably 6 different pickoff attempts from Ketchum back to first, trying to get Melton out there, trying to really keep him honest, as these Cropdusters are really known for their craftiness and stealing bases.
Yeah, and unlike the MLB, ball high, here we don't have a limited number of pickoff attempts. So sometimes it does get a little annoying that you have to watch a guy try and pick off someone 6 times, but overall, hopefully we get an out of it.
Well, it's a bit unlucky there after several pickoff attempts. It's a little too high for Gagan's glove, and it actually ends up past him, and Melton is on second base anyway now. Checks the swing down the line on that one. Third base umpire says yes, he did. So the count is now 1-1 to Walter, who's up after Godston popped out. Big swing from Gosden as he now down on the count 0-2.
And it's looking really similar to how the big train was in the top of this inning with a runner in scoring position, 1 out. We'll see if they can capitalize, unlike us.
Both of these teams still figuring each other out. It's a ground ball hit over to first. Catchum covers, does advance the runner to third. Gets the out at first, so it's 2 outs now. Runner now Melton over to third base. And Catchum with an opportunity to escape this one also without a run scored for the Cropdusters. But it does bring up Duncan now for the Cropdusters. Been a big player for them all season.
Yeah, Duncan, another all-star out of Duke University, batting .324 with an OPS of .985. So he can put the bat on the ball and get it in play.
That ball is chopped down. It looks like it drifts into fair territory, but the home plate umpire loudly calling that it is a foul ball. It was hit into the ground right next to the plate there, so no play on that ball. But an 0-1 start for the count to the all-star Duncan for the Cropdusters. Catchum now with a little pressure on him to deliver an out here as he is a man on third base. That one is a little too far outside on the bottom corner, so 1-1 is now the count.
Yeah, and Jack this summer getting back and recovering from Tommy John surgery because he did not play much at Alabama this past year, if not any.
That pitch is into the dirt from Catchum. It's tough for a pitcher who been dealing with injuries. Obviously, Tommy John's a very common injury and surgery to get for pitchers, and needing some time and recovery, taking that at Alabama this last year, and is using this summer to kind of find his rhythm and his flow a little better from the mound.
Yeah, and hopefully he finds it. You know, he's had his innings that are great and he's had his innings that are not so great, but I'm sure tonight with 2 outs right now, he will do amazing. I have lots of faith in him.
Well, brief mound visit. Gagan goes and visits Catchum as he has an important out here at the plate. There's a man on third for the Cropdusters. Takes a swing at that one.
Yeah, really close on the check swing. Probably could have gone either way, but went in the big train's favor.
2-2 now. Catchum just needs one more pitch. That one is way too far outside, and Gagan has to make a good play at keeping the ball in front of him on that one.
I've liked watching Gagan this season, or Jack of the twin brothers we have on the team. He joined us a little late as we started having a couple catchers get injured or have to leave.
Catchum delivers. It's a big swing from Duncan, and he doesn't get anything. Pop out, ground out, strikeout as it finishes after he walks his first man, so no runs there, no score either, and Catchum escapes unharmed. We go to the top of the second. RT has a resounding positive impact on Welcome back to the Bethesda Big Train Network. Glad to have you with us today as we finish up our regular season here away at the Olney Cropdusters First Responder Field. Up to plate first is Cal Johnson. If you missed the lineup, we'll go through it real quick. Starting off with the big train is Gramesty. Right after him, Malvazio, Carpenter, Johnson follows, who will be up first this inning. Foscolo, Panette, Coleman, and Jack Gagan, the catcher, to end the bottom of the lineup. So we go to Cal Johnson now.
Yeah, Cal, he just transferred over to Maryland, so he's getting used to this area this summer.
First pitch to him by Lindsay, still on the mound for the Cropdusters, is a strike. Both teams feeling each other out a little bit in this first inning. Both teams with one base runner. Big train courtesy of a double from TJ Gramesty, but he was not able to be brought home. And the three guys after him, missed opportunity there, as well as the Cropdusters walked their first man, but weren't able to bring him home either. Johnson takes a big swing at that one, but it drifts just foul on the left side.
Yeah, and so far tonight it's been a little bit of a defense and pitching game with both leadoff batters from both teams getting on and then not being able to make it home. So we'll see if that continues into the second inning.
Johnson has been quite the hitter for the big train. He faces a 1-2 count now in the boxes. Had a home run, his first official one of the season, actually here at this field. Dinged it off the flagpole that's in the right side of center here at OBGC Park.
Yeah, and I like most stadiums we play at just really has two flagpoles with the Maryland flag or Virginia flag, depending on where we are, and the United States flag. But the Cropdusters also have their own flag out there.
Pretty fun. Their plain mascot is flapping in the wind today. We have a little bit of a breezy one here. See if that wind has any effect on our game. Johnson watches that pitch go by. That will be a walk for him as he was at a full count. He jogs his way over to first base, and the big train start both innings with a man on base for them.
Yeah, and let's hope we capitalize as we move further down the lineup with some of our higher RBI hitters coming up with Foscolo and Panette.
Foscolo, as you mentioned, been a really great RBI hitter for the big train this season. Have had several games where he's in the 3 and 4 category for RBIs in a game, and has crept up the ranks in the team and in the league as someone who has been very effective when he gets up with guys on.
Yeah, and I've been noticing that too, creeping up at the start. He probably just had 1 or 2 RBIs per game, and now we're getting to the 3 or 4 range as he is being more productive at the plate.
Foscolo sees his first pitch miss from Lindsay. He takes all of that one, and it gets down. Cropdusters collect, so it keeps him at first, but a good single there from Foscolo as he advances Cal Johnson to second. Both men safe there as a single into a little left of center field there. Bloop single gets in front of the center fielder there for the Cropdusters.
Yeah, pretty much in no man's land between the shortstop, center fielder, and left fielder. Really no one had a clear "this is mine" call. Glad to see a little blooper hit. They're always my personal favorites.
Logan Panette shows bunt on his first pitch. It's a good bunt. Kind of freezes the man, the Cropdusters, who collects. He does get the out at first, but Panette has now advanced his guys to second and third. A very good sacrifice bunt. Doesn't score any, but advances both runners there safely.
Yeah, just another good bunt laid down by the big train. It's been almost a key aspect in our game, at least in the last few days, last few games, as we just need to move runners. If we don't have any outs, we just have 1 out. It's a great tool to help us move our runners into scoring position.
Up to the plate now is Kieran Coleman, the DH. He watches the first pitch into the dirt. Ref calls timeout for a new ball there, and Coleman, a very selective hitter. He has did have a game a couple games ago where he found a strikeout problem, but that really hasn't been his MO mostly. Has been very good with runners on, as we've mentioned, with some other players in the bottom of this lineup, and he's also very good at getting himself a walk when he needs to.
Yeah, and in Kieran's defense, as a ball comes in, if we had the ABS system, I'm sure he would have challenged, and I think he would have won a good chunk of them. There were some really close calls that we hadn't always been seen made in that direction until Kieran was up to bat, which just honestly sucks for him. Umpires make mistakes, they're human, so I can't blame them either. But
just an unfortunate situation for Coleman and a couple of those strikeouts. He swings at this one. It's into the glove of the pitcher. It kind of ricochets off, so the play at first is not in time. It does score Cal Johnson, who gets across. The big train opened the scoring 1-0 to Bethesda.
Exactly how we wanted it to go. After that sacrifice bunt, somebody just puts the ball in play and a run scores. Perfectly drawn up hit by Kieran Coleman.
Viscolo advances to third on that one. Still only one out now. Runners in the corners. Lindsay tried to make a play at that ball and ended up just hitting the very tip of his glove and took it away from the play of the shortstop there, so it allowed Coleman to get to first safely, and no play at the plate for Johnson, who already got across.
Jack Gagan shows bunt again, in order to get that fastball thrown to him. Wonder if he will decide to do it again, as that first pitch was called a ball.
Gagan has, when he is catching, been a strong part of this bottom of the lineup. A guy who hits a lot of sacrifice RBIs, just willing to do what he needs to with his bat to bring his players in.
Yeah, and even though that one went foul, again, we're proven to the Cropdusters that we're willing to lay down that bunt, willing to work into a squeeze situation, forcing the Cropdusters to bring their infielders in.
Gagan does have power when he swings. A lot of bunts from him, as we've mentioned this season. Pickup attempt to Coleman. Somewhat close, but he's able to dive back in time there, safe at first base. Well, if you're looking at the score bug on the broadcast at home, the Cropdusters jersey is about that same color yellow with some patchwork design logos. Definitely always fun to see what kind of jerseys the Cropdusters had. They had their normal overall jerseys as their normal home, and they also had a special Declaration of Independence jersey for the 4th of July.
I also learned that they did a Christmas in July theme with Santa jerseys against the Giants earlier this month. So at least they're having fun with it.
Absolutely. Sad to have missed that one. That would have been fun. My only complaint about these jerseys, they're fun. It's almost impossible to see the numbers as they're just an outline, and so it makes it hard as a broadcaster to determine, especially for the away team, as you don't recognize their faces as well because they're not here as often, to see exactly who it is that we're talking about. But
yeah, definitely having to do a squint play.
We hear a big roar from the crowd. It's because the pickoff attempt several in a row, but that one does get Coleman. Just let off a little too far there, and Lindsay was aware of it, so sends him back to the dugout with a jeers from the crowd as they get an out that will be important for them if they're able to keep the score at just 1-0 for the big train.
Yeah, not the greatest of things to happen, but at least it's early in the game, so plenty of time to make up for that. Just nobody wants 2 outs in this situation.
Gagan with a slightly different game plan from the plate now that he doesn't have an out of cushion, looking less for a sacrifice hit and looking to try and either extend this by getting himself to first by a walk or by getting himself a base hit.
Yeah, now he's the 9-hole hitter, a little more on the slow side on our team. He can't use the squeeze bunt situation anymore. Have to go for a hit as he fouls that one off behind the press box.
Gagan fouls that one back. He's now facing a full count. Opportunity for Lindsay to escape with only 1 run scored in this top of the second. Gagan looking to have something to say about that. It's delivered. Gagan watches it, and it will be a ball. Gagan will walk. So runners on the corners again for Lindsay, this time with 2 outs instead of 1. More plays to work with, but still a jam situation for him as he does not want to give up that second run that's sitting at third base right now with Ryan Fuscolo.
And a courtesy runner for Jack just came in with Will Hack now at first base. So Fuscolo at third and Hack at first on the corners.
Been pretty common when Gagan plays instead of Gramesty, as Gramesty takes Hack's spot in center field and Hack becomes the courtesy runner for the game. You mentioned Gramesty. He's now up to the plate. He is our leadoff man tonight. He had the first hit of the night for either team. Had a double to start the game into the left side fence. First pitch to him is a ball.
Another pickoff attempt from Lindsay over at first. He is a lefty, so his back's to the guy on third, so we're going to see a lot more pickoff attempts to first base than we are to third.
Have to be careful if you're a base runner at first with a lefty pitcher.
Yeah, very easy for them to just change their motion up slightly and throw you out when you're not paying attention.
0-1 moves to, 1-0 moves to 2-0 there as Lindsay misses 2 straight pitchers to the catcher who's in center field tonight, Gramesty. That one does find the zone. It's a nice pitch there.
Yeah, TJ got to talk to him a little bit. Never really played a lot of outfield until this season, but he has basically become our little Swiss Army knife, being able to put him anywhere in the field, and he'll happily at least try it, and has succeeded in the outfield this season.
That pitch, misses again. The hitter's count now for Gramesty, as I mentioned. Looks very comfortable in the outfield. He has a very good arm. We've seen that from behind the plate as well. Some really great stolen base attempts ruined as he makes a very nice throw to second base or even third sometimes.
Yeah,
Gramesty hits that one. And it is up and into the glove of the right fielder for the Cropdusters. Scott makes the play on that one, and so Lindsay escapes with no further damage. It's 2 hits and 1 run scored for the Big Train as they lead 1-0 into the bottom of the second inning. Welcome back to the Bethesda Big Train Network. I'm Zach Lewis, joined by the Director of Data and Analytics for the Bethesda Big Train, Grace Adams. Grace, how have you felt this game has lived up to your expectations so far?
I mean, it pretty much has. I called at the beginning it would be low-scoring pitcher's duel, and that's exactly what it's turned into. Every once in a while someone gets on, but Not really a lot of traffic on the base paths today so far.
Waring up to plate for the Cropdusters. He is the DH tonight. His first 2 pitches to him miss from Ketchum. The Alabama pitcher still on the mound for the Big Train. Waring.
Yeah, both pitches close, but just far enough out. Waring isn't going to swing.
That one hit right to the pitcher Ketchum. He scoops and flips over to Carpenter at first. It's an out there in time. The Big Train get their first out quickly against designated hitter tonight for the Cropdusters.
Number 8 from the University of New Mexico, David Hernandez.
And yeah, thankfully they're announcing these names because, as Zach said earlier, it is so hard to see the numbers on these guys that I'm having to double check 5 different times what their numbers are.
Hernandez takes a big swing of that one on the first pitch. Does get a piece of it on his bat, but it's still into the glove of Jack Gagan, who is behind a plate for the Big Train tonight.
Yeah, and Hernandez, pretty new to the Cropdusters. He's only played 1 game before in this season.
That one, I catch him right by the helmet of Hernandez. Chin music for him as he leans back to avoid getting struck by that one. Hernandez, a new addition, as you mentioned, to the Cropdusters team. Hernandez, another big swing at that one. Really kind of swinging out of his cleats in these couple first pitches that he's seen. 1 and 2 to him.
Yeah, and both of these pitches that he's swung super hard on have not been fastballs. They have been breaking or off speed from Jack, which is what you want as a pitcher. You want to throw off your batters. You want them to think they're getting one pitch and you throw them something completely different. Glad to see whatever the battery is doing tonight for the Big Train is working.
Pitch dropped a little too quickly for Ketchum as it gets out of the zone there. That one hit by Hernandez, but it's directly into the glove of the right fielder for the Big Train, Zach Malvazio. That's 2 outs quickly for the Big Train as defense has been very good so far. Not allowed a single hit yet, the Big Train, and only 1 walk given up. Now up McNeil, the catcher for the Cropdusters. That one does strike him on the first pitch.
Right off the cleat. Not the worst way to get hit. You have some protection with the cleats, but it did make a funny little bounce.
Doesn't look like he's too shaken up after that one, but he still, as the catcher, will get a courtesy runner in there at first base.
And we really can't see the numbers we
Not
said.
exactly sure who it is, but he does have a courtesy runner. It is not McNeil. They are over at first.
We have what is considered probably one of the better angles, but these jerseys do not lend themselves to being helpful on the eyes.
Well, what I can see is that number 24, Ryan Booma, is up to the plate now after McNeil is hit by a pitch.
Foul ball back by Ryan as he battles again. 1-1 count.
Catching the opportunity for a very quick inning will help him out last longer in this one as he can limit his pitches thrown in this one. That one is called a strike there. As Booma, the third baseman, stands in. Booma has been quite a standout player for the Cropdusters all season. Really been good on both sides of the ball. Pickoff attempt almost gets away from Carpenter there, but he's able to collect and keep it there. Does not get the out there.
And one thing I've noticed about Ketchum throughout this season is someone who has to watch the pitchers intensely every game. His pickoff attempts almost look like he's doing a little hoppity hop backwards as that ball is low and in the dirt. It's fun because it's quick. It's what you want to see as a pitching coach or even just a coach for your own team. You want to see that the pitcher is making these fast pickoff attempts to try and get the runner out.
Pickoff outs come in handy often for the catcher. That one just misses low again to Booma. Puts him at a full count. Booma being patient. Definitely wanted to see one over the zone. Do some damage here. Swings big at it, but he gets none of it. Once again, a strikeout to end the inning for Ketchum. No hits, one base runner on, but nothing scored for the Cropdusters as the Big Train still lead 1-0 going into the top of the third. Welcome back to the Bethesda Big Train Network. We are in Olney, facing the Olney Cropdusters at First Responder Field. It is the last regular season game for both of these teams in the Cal Ripken Senior League. The Big Train hold the #1 spot currently, but would lose it if they do lose tonight to the Cropdusters. The Cropdusters are a half a game back, same amount of wins as the Big Train, but they have one more loss as they've played an extra game to the Cropdusters. First pitch to the man who's up to bat now, Brennan Wright, is a strike.
Yeah, one of the Big Train's handful of All-Stars we had this season.
Second pitch to Wright was fouled back, so he's down early in the count, 0-2. One is fouled back again, chopped high into the screen.
As Lucas, our bat boy, runs out and beats Olney's bat boy to the ball, if they have one.
They do. They had a nice duel for a ball that was right in the middle of behind home plate. Definitely a fight territory there as pitch is high and inside to Brennan Wright, so he sees his first ball from Lindsay.
Yeah, I love watching the bat boys at all these games try and run and beat each other. That's always pretty much a highlight when we're losing, which I know isn't often, but...
Hit there from Brennan Wright and gets a good amount on it, but it is straight into the center fielder Walter's glove for the Cropdusters. So Brennan Wright will have to jog back to the dugout. Makes contact, but not enough to take it too far into the fence there. One out now for the Cropdusters.
Yeah, nice solid contact as Brennan does most of the time. However, it did just go literally straight to the center fielder. He did not really have to move a muscle.
Brings up Zach Malvazio, home run leader of the Cal Ripken Senior League. By a good margin, too. He has really torn this league apart. First two pitches that he sees are both balls.
And what's even more impressive is he came kind of late. He came a couple weeks into the season, just right off the bat, first 3 at bats or something like that were all home runs. Just tearing it up.
Fazio does elect to swing at that one, but carries it foul. Fazio playing his college ball at UCF tonight in the Big 12. Are they Golden Knights or just Knights?
I don't know. I'm going to be so honest with you. I don't follow a lot of the Florida teams besides the 2 in the ACC. Talking about the ACC, I do go to NC State. Little shout out Wolfpack. They all have my heart. Any school in the ACC, I will at least keep up with. Won't say I'll always root for them, but do try to know what's going on.
That one is hit hard, but Malvazio earns an O from the crowd as it narrowly gets away from the third base umpire, who has to dodge that one, but it's just fouled on the left sideline.
Yeah, if he wasn't awake, he is now moving his quick feet. Little agile practice.
Looks like they go by the Knights, but their official mascot is Nitro is a Golden Knight, so a little bit of both maybe there, as the Golden Knight takes a swing at that one, and it sits him down on the full count there. Malvazio with 2 strikeouts tonight. Unsuccessful in finding his rhythm so far, but his bat, if trends like we are used to, will not stay quiet for long, and sometimes 2 early strikeouts in a game could get him really motivated for what's to come in the later parts of this game.
Yeah, I feel like Zach never just has a straight game, as I'll say. He doesn't do all hits or all strikeouts. It's a nice mix of both as this ball comes real close to us.
Everyone in the stands standing up and making sure that one wasn't going to hit them. We were both pretty convinced that was going straight at us, even though it actually missed pretty far. It looked like it was headed straight at us. Did get up and over the fence here from Carpenter, who's now standing in the box.
Any of my coaches that I used to play softball for will tell you that I played infield for a reason. I can't read a fly ball to save my life. That one I definitely sounded scared on.
That one misses to Carpenter, and now the count is 1-1 to him. Two outs now for Cropdusters as they look to replicate the Big Train's defense from the bottom of the second. Lots of good pitching and defense going on. Several strikeouts from both sides. Been a little bit of a defense and pitcher's duel as Carpenter takes a big wave at that one. Puts him even the count.
He was swinging for the fences on that one, as we've seen a bunch tonight, actually, of guys falling into the other batter's box. But I'll always cheer him on. Won't say anything mean about it like I will to the Cropdusters.
Carpenter struck out once already tonight. Watches that one, and it's another strikeout. That one looking. Carpenter not happy with the call there, but he will go down. No runs scored, no hits here. Nobody left on base for the Big Train as they go with their 1-0 lead into the bottom of the third. Welcome back to First Responder Field in Olney, Maryland, as the Big Train are taking on the Cropdusters. There's a new pitcher on the mound for the Big Train as Catchem ends after 3 innings tonight. Bradley Gagan now on the mound for the Big Train.
Yeah, left-hander from Eastern Kentucky. Bradley has played in 8 games so far, only starting 2, so he's used to these mid-game reliefs with he has 16 innings pitched and a 12.38 ERA. He does have 16 strikeouts though, so that's good.
Gagan, we've mentioned before, has been pretty unlucky in a lot of situations. Some weird defensive mishaps kind of happening behind him on plays that you think normally are going to be made, and kind of has had a strange season because of that. But as you mentioned, has a good strikeout number, is very capable of striking out batters, and had a very good end to the last game away at the Cropdusters. Came in and delivered the win there.
Yeah, and as you said, he's had a lot of weird mishaps, but what sucks is they weren't close enough to be considered errors, which has really hurt his ERA a little bit. You want your fielders behind you to make the plays, and they can't always, and you can't fault them for that, but does hurt Bradley a little bit.
Does get a strike on his second pitch to Scott, who is the right fielder at the bottom of the lineup for the Cropdusters. Scott watches that one. It's a little low.
And something we haven't seen this season, the battery is comprised of both Gagans. Not something we ever really see as they try to not have the brothers catch each other in case of a little brotherly scuff, but excited to see how it plays out today.
Very exciting moment for the Gagan family as they are in the stands tonight. That one is chopped up by Scott. It is right into the glove of Zach Malvazio in right field. So a first out for Gagan as he starts his appearance with his brother with an out. The Gagan family, as mentioned, are in the stands tonight watching both of their sons play tonight. A really cool moment to watch your sons play for the second team. I obviously have played some, I'm sure, growing up together, but you know, once you've reached that college age, it's rare that you would be able to appear in the same game as your brother. So a really awesome moment for these two.
Yeah, and the brothers don't go to this, not even brothers, twins, don't go to the same college. And last year, Jack did not play for the Big Train like Bradley did.
That one is delivered low to the start of the lineup, which is Melton. Walked his last time up. Gagan delivers. It's high this time, maybe a little inside as well. So 2-0 to the leadoff man for the Cropdusters.
Yeah, a little breaking ball action as I believe he threw a fastball on the first pitch. Changing it up.
Melton gets a good hit on that one, but it does go just foul into the softball field over there.
Where there are some little kids playing, and no one happened to yell heads like we usually do. And some kid almost got pelted. Good thing he didn't. But close call there.
It's a good idea when you're playing around a baseball field to keep an eye out for fly balls, as I'm sure you'd love to get that one in his glove. That one almost gets Melton there.
Yeah, a little hip move back action, as everybody who's ever watched baseball has seen. A little jut out to get away.
Melton now with a hitter's count, 3-1 to him. Gagan delivers. Thinks about swinging, but doesn't for Melton, as now he has a full count to deal with here. Gagan able to get an out to start this inning.
Yeah, and way to battle back from Bradley, starting out really hitter's count, now pretty even count.
Gagan delivers again, but that one once again high, so he does walk Melton, who now has 2 walks on the night. So he's 0 for 0 in his 2 plate appearances. Gosden, who popped out his last time up, is now in the box once again. Gagan delivers a pitch that's just low, a little outside. Struggling a little bit in these last couple pitches, Gagan, with his control.
Yeah, I wonder how many more pitches they'll let Bradley throw as a ball before his twin or one of the coaches goes out and just kind of talks to him, get his mind off of it. If you've ever seen Bull Durham do a little candlesticks mound visit, just get their mind changed in a different direction.
Very slim lead for the Big Train as they lead 1-0 here in the top of the 4th inning. Runner goes from first, safe at second as it's a successful stolen base by Melton.
Yeah,
Mentioned the Cropdusters are very proficient at stealing bases this season.
Yeah, and he took off slightly even before Bradley. Almost like a delayed steal, like he was trying, but it just happened at the right time. And was already 3/4 up the base path before the ball got to Jack.
Once again, Gagan doesn't quite find the zone on that one. 2-1 for him, and now has a runner in scoring position as Melton advanced himself over from first to second on a stolen base. Beautiful breezy night here in Olney. Not really too many clouds in the sky. Flagpoles that were mentioned earlier just waving lazily in the wind.
Much better than the last time we were here on July 3rd, where we were in the middle of that horrible heat wave that I'm sure everybody remembers, sweating, Wi-Fi going out because of the heat, computers overheating, no one happy to be outside at all. So glad we got a change.
That one is hit well by Gosden, but TJ able to get it into his glove there in the center fielding position. Does keep Melton over at second, so a second out found by Gagan off some soft contact on that one. Gosden not quite enough to take that one anywhere to do any damage.
Yeah, exactly what we wanted for. We wanted someone to get out without having the runner moved, and that's exactly what it is. Not deep enough to be a sac fly, and yeah.
Walter now up. He swings at the first pitch he sees from Gagan. Does not get any of it. 2 outs now for Bradley Gagan and the Big Train defense. Definitely a defense and pitcher's duel here in Olney. That one finds the zone again. It's a really great pitch there, an off speed there from Gagan to find the zone once again.
Yeah, nice curveball from Gagan. He's been throwing them a lot tonight. They haven't always been landing where he wants. That one perfectly on the inside third of the zone to Walter.
That one Walter does swing at and gets a good amount on it. Gramesty is going back, and it is over the wall. Home run for the Cropdusters and Walter. That one is hit with just enough to take it over the wall. 2 runs scored, only Cropdusters take the lead.
Not what Bradley Gagan wanted at all. Literally just 8 inches over the center field wall. It looked like TJ, it was going to fall short and TJ was going to be right there, but not good at all for the Big Train, but it's just 1 run now. Just a 1-run difference. They can battle back.
Cropdusters, the home run on 2 outs. Clears the base pads. Duncan, the all-star Duke player for the Cropdusters, now out after he struck out his first time up.
Another ACC, well, our first ACC guy we've seen today.
Duncan swings at that one on the 1-0, so it moves to 1-1. This game was probably always going to be decided in the later innings, as quite obviously the best two teams in this league battling out for the top spot in the division and the league as we go into playoffs. Playoffs will officially start for both these teams on Saturday.
Yeah, and you know, it seems like every time we play the Cropdusters, it kind of comes down to one big hit, namely a home run. Last time we were here, Emilio Gonzalez hit his first home run of the season to win the game.
That's another swing and a miss from Duncan, so his second strikeout will end the inning. 2 runs scored on just 1 hit for the Cropdusters. It just takes 1, and that one's big enough to put them ahead. The Cropdusters now leading 2-1 as we go into the top of the 4th. Welcome back to Olney and the Big Train baseball here. Cal Johnson is up now for the Big Train. He swings at the first pitch he sees, and it's a big one, and it is up, and it is gone over the fence. Cal Johnson on the first pitch he sees. He gets all of it. He answers the home run call from the Cropdusters, puts this game even on a single home run shot, solo shot for the Maryland man, Cal Johnson.
Yeah, fighting back, exactly what we wanted. We wanted a close game, and that's exactly what Cal made it with a 96 mile an hour, or 96 off the bat mile an hour home run.
Johnson down there celebrates with his teammate, TJ Gramesty. Big moment there as Big Train needs some life, and Cal Johnson bringing exactly that after they lost their lead last time up. Not very long in possession of a lead for the Cropdusters.
Yeah, not at all. And I did think, I'll say to everybody, I made a little error. I thought we had a pitching change, but we couldn't see the number on the jerseys we've talked about all game. Turns out it is the same pitcher, Ross Lindsay from Bama. So the Big Train's starting to nail him down, learn what he's throwing now that we're seeing him for the second time in the lineup. And as it's Hawaiian night, I just got laid by the PA announcer. As in, a lei got put around my neck. Let me clarify that to everybody.
Foscolo shows bunt, but that one he pulls back in time, but not in time to see the strike to him there.
Yeah, Fiscolo. So far, he's 1 for 1 with that single to
Scolo
left
does
center.
make contact with that one. It's hit but foul on the right side. Gets over the fence over there. Into the parking lot.
Almost hitting the ambulance, which I hope, and I feel like they would. They'd have a pretty undentable or hard to dent exterior.
I would think those are probably pretty sturdy cars.
Yeah, I would hope so. Unlike my car that likes to crunch, as I have gotten in an accident this season. Hitting Fiscolo's truck, actually.
I feel like if you'd like to clarify for our listeners, it wasn't you who hit.
Yes, it was my car. I was not driving it. Thankfully, Fiscolo was very nice and did not see any dents on his car or his truck and saved me a lot of money. So,
Well, Fiscolo now facing more than a dent in his truck, has a full count here. He takes a swing at it, and it gets down. Great single there from Fiscolo. That's his second of the night. Nobody on base for him to bring home on that one, but a very good single gets him over to first for the second time, as we mentioned. 2 singles.
yeah, another blooper to left center field from Fiscolo tonight as the Cropduster coach comes out, signals to the bullpen that a new pitcher will be coming in, as this is the end of the outing for Lindsay.
Well, that'll end Lindsay's outing, as mentioned, and we will be back in a minute when we introduce the new arm for the Olney Cropdusters. So the Cropdusters with a new man, number 33, Ben Jones, coming in for them.
Yeah, this is his 5th appearance of this season. He's thrown 11.2 innings and an ERA of 2.31. He's had a great season with only 3 walks and 11 strikeouts and 10 hits. So he does what they ask him to do when he comes out on the mound, and that's get outs.
Jones looking for the answer, as Lindsay was not able to in this inning. Good play into the glove of the third baseman there, as Panett swings at the first pitch he sees from Jones. Is a ground out for him there over at first. It's a pretty good scoop from the third baseman and a good flip over to the first baseman, Melton, for the Cropdusters.
Yeah, great fielding from the third baseman. Thankfully, it moves Fiscolo over into scoring position with only 1 out. Good for Kieran Coleman, who's up to bat now.
Coleman was able to get an RBI single his first time up. Started off the scoring for either teams here, broke the deadlock in second inning.
Yeah, now we're tied at 2-2 in the top of the 4th inning here at First Responders Field.
Coleman seeing that pitch into the zone. Count is 1-1 to him.
Yeah, right on that inner third of the zone, or honestly right on the line for Ben Jones.
Coleman hit, scuffed into the ground, goes 1-2 in the count. Took a look at Ross Lindsay's night. He pitched in 3 innings, 5 hits there, 2 runs, both of them earned, 2 walks, gave up a double and 4 strikeouts, as well as that home run he gave up. So Lindsay was effective early, but unfortunately did give up that home run right at the end of his time. Almost chopped into the 5.5 hole there, but the shortstop collects easily and elects to make the throw over at third. The ball is called back here. Not exactly sure.
Yeah, I was a little confused because personally from my angle, I thought Kieran had fouled it, and that was why Fuscola was kind of almost walking back to, or jogging from second to third, not really sure what was going on. Apparently made it clear no dugout is really arguing about this call, but the fans are. Okay, so they're calling it a ball for some reason. I think catcher's interference, but don't quote me on that. And then Fuscolo on that technically stole third base.
Yeah, so I believe, as you mentioned, it did hit Coleman's bat, but maybe on a catcher's interference there. So they call the ball for the catcher's interference. Fuscolo, who had been jogging as he thought it would have been called a hit there, actually ends up getting to third safely, and still 1 out now for the Big Train as they have a man in prime scoring position on third base for Kieran Coleman, who now his count is 2-2. Excuse me. That pitch moves to 3-2.
Yeah, for a very odd play, not one any of us have seen often, it did really help the Big Train as that ball goes up and bloops right into right center field. And Fuscolo gets home running a little later as he was making sure the ball had hit the ground.
Second RBI single for Coleman as he starts out with a great day. The Big Train have now regained the lead 3-2. As you mentioned, that one gets down right in bloop territory. 3 guys try and make a play on it. None of them get there in time. So Coleman standing on first base again. Another run brought in for him as Jack Gagan, the bottom of the lineup, in the box now.
And even though we've had 2 home runs in this game to, either take the lead or whatnot, these bloop singles are what ultimately decides a game. 2 runs have been scored for the Big Train on little bloop singles. And hopefully we continue to do that and score more runs than the Cropdusters do.
Gagan hits that one in about the same spot. The Cropdusters covering well, so he's out and keeps the man Coleman over at first base. 2 outs now for the Big Train as Coleman, as mentioned, stays on first. That one just hit a little too hard to maybe be bloop territory. A little easier for center fielder Walter for the Cropdusters to come in and make that play.
Yeah, about a 15-mile-per-hour difference off the bat, and I guess that's what changes it from a bloop to an out. Interesting little tidbit.
TJ Gramesty, who has a double and a pop out, is up to the plate now. He's leadoff man for the Big Train tonight. Not playing in his catcher spot. He's in center field, as we've seen happen some more, as Coach Sal doesn't want to leave TJ out of the lineup even when he's taking a night off from catching.
Yeah, and TJ's taken a beating behind the plate this year. If you've watched any of our games, his hand has been hit a lot. He's been spiked by foul balls and pitches in the dirt. So this is a good reprieve for him, but he still stays in the lineup, which is a big help to the Big Train.
Does provide a lot of spark and has really found his batting recently, has been inside the top 5 for average for a large portion of the season as well. A really smart guy in the box. Obviously, his time behind the plate helpful in that. He has a 3-1 count that once again he's struck.
Twice tonight in the back. This one is the first one from a pitcher, I'll say, but pretty much in that same spot, so I know he's hurting, even though he's taken that night off to not get hit behind the plate. It seems him and the ball have a magnet towards each other.
TJ takes that one like a champ. Runners on first and second now. 2 outs for the Cropdusters as they look to end this top of the fourth that has not been their inning. Started off with that Cal Johnson home run, followed by Kieran Coleman, who had a single that brought in a run. That one once again gets down. Coleman rounds third. It's going to be a play at the plate. Not in time. The throw doesn't get there. Coleman slides in safely. Another run scored for the Big Train as they open this one. Another hit. RBI single for Brennan Wright.
Yeah, love to see it. Love to see the Big Train finally making contact. You know, we got through the starting pitcher, Ross Lindsay, and are now all over Ben Jones. Whatever scouting they did beforehand was really paying off.
Zach Malvazio up now, not the man you want to see when you've been struggling and giving up hits. 2 men on still for the home run leader. First pitch to him is missed.
Yeah, and hopefully the Big Train can continue on this roll of scoring some runs with 2 outs. Always key. If a team can't do that, they're really going to struggle. 2 outs does not mean the inning is over. It means, hey, we still can play.
Absolutely, and finding those solutions, you have to get the ball down when there are 2 outs, obviously, and really good job there from Brendan Wright with a stinger past second base. A lot of power on that hit. Malvazio makes contact with that one, but it's straight into the ground, hits off his own cleat there.
Sends it rolling back to the on-deck circle where Casey Carpenter is sitting, but also our little bat boy Lucas. Not so little, but our bat boy Lucas.
Well, 1-1 moves to 1-2 now. As we mentioned, Malvazio has 2 strikeouts to start this game. Doesn't stay quiet for long, and catcher McNeil seeming to sense that and going over and chatting with Jones for just a second before this pitch. Could be a important moment here for Cropdusters and their pitcher Jones.
Yeah, they want to, obviously they want to get out of this inning, and they want to do it without giving up any more runs. They went into this inning with a 1-run lead, and that has quickly changed, going up 4-2 to the Big Train.
Missed that one low. Jones, a couple pitches to spare here. Will quickly run out of them as Malvazio looking to make him work for this last striking out. That one is fair down the left side line, but an easy out. Force out over at third base will strand one runner for the Big Train there. Big Train open up their hitting. They have 4 on the night and 4 runs scored. 3 of them in that last inning, started off by Cal Johnson's home run. A big inning for them as they look to defend their lead now in the bottom of the 4th. Welcome back to the Bethesda Big Train Network. On the mound now for the Big Train is the Manatee, Austin Monahan.
Yeah, as we were just talking about, he's from State College of Florida. Go Manatees. This will be his 9th appearance of this season with 20 1/3 innings pitched and an ERA of 3.54, 21 strikeouts, 12 walks, and 18 hits. So another productive guy coming in for the Big Train.
Monahan been really big for the Big Train. His first pitch is a strike as man up for Cropdusters is the DH Waring. He swings at that first one.
Yeah, Monahan, one of our day ones. He showed up day one and has stayed here since, playing whenever they've called him out of the bullpen.
Definitely availability and willingness to just show up for your team shows a lot about a player. Monahan definitely has that part to his game. He got the second strike there on Waring, and now it's ahead early in this count.
This is what we want to see out of someone coming out of the pen. You see a lot of times in Major League and at this level where the first guy usually gets walked. Not tonight.
That one does get down on the right side. It's fair. Waring looking for second as it gets lost on the right side. Waring puts the brakes on and kind of has a cartoonish slip there. At the last second decides to stop and almost goes head over heels there as he
It looked like he slipped
the
on a
brakes
banana
on.
peel almost, you know, when the Mickey Mouse or whoever it is steps and goes feet first and falls on their butt. That is exactly what Maximus did, trying to turn a double into a triple.
Well, looked like he tried to stop with both feet at the same time, and the dirt just a little too wet for that, but he is safely over there at second, has earned himself a double, and Monahan giving up a hit on his first batter face tonight. Shows bunt from Hernandez, who follows Waring, but that one is called a strike.
Yeah, Hernandez was kind of arguing that he didn't actually make an attempt to lay down the bunt, so it should have been a ball. But either way, it was a strike. It was in the zone, and they're also saying he actually did make the attempt on the bunt, which I would also agree with.
So a strike on 2 accounts there for Hernandez. He had a fly out in his last time up. Shows bunt again. Does make contact with it there. It's a pretty good one as he's able to advance his runner to third. Does keep Waring at third, and no play at the plate there. Gets the guy out at first. So a guy in good scoring position as the Cropdusters look to bounce back from conceding 3 runs there in the top of this inning. Want to do the damage back, and a good opportunity to do so as the catcher McNeil, who is up to the plate with a runner at third base.
Yeah, the Cropdusters looking to make another comeback just like the Big Train did, maybe even take a lead. Obviously that's what they want, and hopefully that's not what happens.
Well, that first one is fouled back. We'll take a quick look at Bradley Gagan's night as he is done. 1 inning pitched for him, 1 hit, 2 runs given up, both of them earned. Did get 1 strikeout and a walk there. Was the one who gave up that home run ball to Walter. That ball misses, and it's 1-1 to McNeil.
Scoreboard a little behind right now as it still says it's an 0-1 count. Oh, they just fixed it. Proud of them.
That one does find the zone. It's a nice pitch there from Monahan, finding his rhythm here again after he let a double slip by his first batter face, but looking to kind of control that zone a little better on his next 2 that he faces. That one's high.
Scoreboard operators back to getting the pitch in immediately on the board. Probably just a one-time little blunder, but as someone who has to watch the scoreboard at all home games to make sure it's accurate, I am actively watching it to make sure they keep up with what they're supposed to.
That pitch is fouled back, so the count stays the same at 2 apiece. Monahan looking to effective, as we mentioned. These relieving pitchers really important for them to kind of really pound the zone, as need to bring outs and get them quickly. That one does miss outside.
The Big Train crowd, whoever's behind the dugout, was saying that that is a strike. It really wasn't, but Jack Gagan this whole season has impressed me with how good he is at framing. Even our pitchers will come back to me after the inning and be like, hey, was that all those pitches a strike that they call balls? And I'm like, no. Jack
Some
is
heads-up
just that
calls
good.
there, as that one is fouled back and all the way over the stands into nearby the softball field behind us.
There is now a gaggle, as that could be accurately described, of little kids playing baseball with all the foul balls that have fallen back there.
Monahan delivers in the full count again. That one is dragged foul. Keeping Waring honest there at third. McNeil digging in on this full count, trying to seize the opportunity to bring a run in for his team.
Over the sound system, it sounds like there's a marching band here. Got the little drum major, or yeah. Oh, I'm probably wrong. But drum major little action going.
Big swing at that one. It's a drop third, he thought, but the umpire did not agree. So he ran that one out, but to no avail. So a strikeout from McNeil brings it to 2 outs for the Big Train, an opportunity to keep their 2-run lead alive, as all they need was to strike out or get out Ryan Booma, who is now up to the plate for the Cropdusters. Booma did strike out his last time up. Big swing at the first one. Booma is a big hitter for this Cropduster team, but does have a slight problem with his strikeouts as well, as he's going to want to swing his bat.
I wonder if Booma ever played drums, because the boom in his name just reminds me of banging on a pair of drums in middle school and elementary school music class.
Booma there, watching that one go by. It is a ball. So he faces the 1-1. Does swing at that one, makes good contact, easily brings home the runner in third. Cropdusters saw this lead in half with an RBI single from their man Ryan Booma, as he hits one into the, gets past Panette there, who makes a diving stab at it, past him and into the left side territory there. Cropdusters now only down 1, 4-3 here in Olney.
Hopefully the Big Train can stop him right here. There are 2 outs, and the runner's only on first, so hopefully this batter can roll a little grounder somewhere or strike out. I'll be happy with either, or fly out. Honestly, just get out. I hope he gets out.
Definitely what Monahan is hoping for here as well, as he does now have an earned run on his tally for the night. Big swing at that one. Does not make the contact he wants.
Bat Boy Lucas runs all the way over to Olney's on-deck circle and still beats Olney's Bat Boy for the ball, but he did sadly hand it over.
Well, once you've asserted your dominance, you feel free to toss the ball back over to him, but you've proved that you're the faster bat
And that's
boy.
true. And Lucas has proved that against, I think, every team that we have played. He is such a fast bat boy, and he's always on the ball running out of that dugout and helping the umpires so much.
You know, winning starts from the very bottom of the organization and starts from grassroots there. Lucas, a good example of putting the effort in, is the man on the on-deck circle. Melton makes the catch off the netting there. 0-2 now for Scott, the right fielder at the bottom of this lineup, coming up after Booma's single. Looking to add more players on the bases, but Big Train stop the damage here. It's an easy stolen base there from Buma as there's no attempt from Gagan to throw out there. The count 1-2 as that pitch from Monahan did miss.
Honestly, smart play by Jack. You don't want to overthrow the ball or have a misplay on a throw down to second right now. You want to just keep the runner where he's at.
Chops at that one, Scott does, and it's a good reach there from Carpenter to keep that one an easy out at first base. A ground out. Leave 1 run scored off 1 hit in the bottom of the 4th for the Cropdusters. They creep closer to this lead for Big Train, but the Big Train still on top, heading into the top of the 5th, 4-3. Bethesda lead. Welcome back to Olney. Bethesda Big Train lead 4-3 here in the top of the 5th inning.
Casey Carpenter up to bat. Swings for strike 1.
Big 4th inning for the Big Train as they started off with a homer from Cal Johnson. A solo shot over the center field fence. 96-mile-an-hour ball off his bat. And another run scored as well. Ryan Foscolo in courtesy of Kieran Coleman at the bottom of this lineup. So the Big Train breaking this deadlock open a little further. First 2 pitches to Carpenter with a strike, and that last one watched a ball, so he's in the count 1-2 now.
Yeah, and I said earlier I really thought this would be a low-scoring game, but we're only in the top of the 5th, and it's 4-3. So I might be proven wrong there, but I do still think that it is kind of a pitcher's duel because the score has been so close every single time. No matter what pitchers come in, they've given up a run.
Carpenter, big swing of that one. It goes pretty much directly up. The shortstop coming in and making the play for the Cropdusters. So inning starts off a lot better for the man on the mound, Jones, than the start of his last inning where he gave up. Well, he didn't give up the home run, but the Cropdusters gave up a home run on the first pitch of the 4th inning. This one results in a pop out.
And switch hitter Cal Johnson, as you just said, is up to bat. I believe on that home run he just hit his last at bat, he was batting from the right, and he's batting from the left right now, which is fun to see. I always love a good switch hitter. We don't have many in this league, and Cal is one of them that can consistently hit from both sides of the plate.
Cal has been a very good switch hitter for the Big Train. His first pitch he swings at. His second pitch, so he is now in the count 1-1. Mentioned Johnson hit his home run from the other side of the plate, and he switched over. That one is fouled back and over the fence, so he is now down in his count. It was impressive to see a player who is able to have so much power and control with their bat from both sides of the box. Johnson wanted that one again, takes a swing at it, doesn't get any of it, so he is retired. Two batters retired straight for Jones, who
Yeah, Ben Jones is utilizing the fastball up or even above the zone. It's a good tool for someone who can throw a really hard fastball, which he does, getting up to 91 miles an hour. Clearly, it is getting to the big train right now.
that high fastball, always a tempting pitch for batters. Foscolo chops down the first pitch he sees, running out hard to first base, and the throw over there does result in an out. It's a little bit off, but a good reach from the first baseman there, Melton, as the Cropdusters go 3 up, 3 down. The big train kept scoreless and hitless in this top of the 5th. Welcome back to the Bethesda Big Train Network. I'm Zach Lewis, joined alongside by Grace Adams. There's a new man on the mound for the Big Train, Landry Winter, late addition to this pitching staff.
Yeah, Landry came in just a few weeks ago, hailing from East Central Community College in Mississippi. This is his 3rd appearance with 4 innings pitched and an ERA of 15.75, which seems steep, but when you look at his whip, it is a 2.75, so clearly there is a mishap somewhere. So hopefully he can lower that ERA tonight and get some outs.
Has conceded 7 earned runs, but has 4 strikeouts, so been the victim of a couple unlucky moments so far with the Big Train, but definitely a high caliber player. Gagan has a word with him before they start this one. Leadoff man Dylan Melton will start this one as Scott in the bottom of the lineup finished our last inning with a ground out to first base. Big Train using a lot of their pitching staff, kind of keeping their guys warm, but with shorter innings, is looking to kind of preserve as many arms as they can as the playoffs start this weekend for the Cal Ripken Senior League.
Yeah, and I'm sure the strategy was that because we didn't have the doubleheader against Silver Spring last night, as Melton has a single to left field, all of our pitchers, we wanted them to get an inning in or 2 before playoffs started, so now we're having to get them all in tonight, but by only pitching them each an inning, we can keep their pitch counts low enough that they don't have to take a lot of off days. They can come back on Saturday, and we have everyone available.
As you mentioned, Melton there hits one in between the 2 fielders, gets down, so he's on first base. A bunt there, and Winter collects, flips to first, gets the out there, but Melton successfully advances to second, so successful bunt territory there as he does advance his man. Mentioned the canceled games last night due to thunderstorms all over the DMV area, including Silver Spring, where we would have played against the Thunderbolts. Those games being a little crucial in how this season pans out for both of these teams, as the Big Train, if they had won both of those, would have come into this game with a cushion lead of the number 1 spot. It would already have guaranteed it before this game on Wednesday, but we're able to have the opportunity, so it leaves us with a game that matters a lot here, especially the Cropdusters, who have never won this league ever been the #1 seed in the offseason. So the Big Train in very familiar territory at the top, but the Cropdusters definitely enjoying their new territory here.
Yeah, the Big Train has a few years senior on the Cropdusters, as we started a long time ago. Not sure about the number of years, but Olney just founded their team in 2022. So obviously they still have a few more years till they catch up with our age.
So you must have missed the first couple days of orientation as Gosden takes a big swing at that one for a strike. 1999.
And
year.
he is right. I did miss the first few days of orientation. I was one of the last interns to show up, but I still made it here before the season started, so can't fault me.
Winter, a good pitch there, but just low. Gosden staying patient. He has a pop out and a fly out already tonight. Love to get a hit or at least get himself to first via the walk. Put the pressure on the new man on the mound, Winter. That one is low and inside again, so Winter does just miss. Walks his first batter, Gosden, after a single from Melton.
Not what you want to see when you're only up by 1 run. You want to come out and be very quick, just like the Cropdusters were in the top of the inning. You want to get those outs quickly, but we're on our 4th batter now of the inning, and 2 of those guys got on. Not a great sign with only 1 out. And some little kid just dropped something in the stands, and because I have my headphones on to commentate the game, it sounded like a thunderous boom. Thought we were about to be in thunderstorm territory. Scared me for a quick second there.
Temperatures have dropped quickly as clouds are resurfacing, but no threat of rain or thunder yet. Winter is struggling a little with his control, and Big Train crowd a little unhappy.
Yeah, but I mean, the umpire's right. They aren't a strike. They are balls just below the zone, according to the TrackMan I have here.
Winter delivers. That one is just outside again. Gaining some encouragement here from coaching staff. Picking himself up after that one, a little more determined. Big breath out from Winter as he needs to find the zone.
And at some point, we got to just trust our pitchers that they will go out there and do it. We trusted it with Bradley earlier when he had a little rough inning. And I guess we're going to trust, and we should trust Landry. He has proven that he will go out for us when we ask him to.
Well, 3 straight pitches missed to Walter. He does find the zone on that one.
It finds the top of the zone, which is great. Make it a 3-1 count. Make Duncan have to think about this next pitch.
Duncan does get a hold of that one, but it's into the glove of the left fielder. Fuscolo makes the play on that one. 2 outs now. Runners stay at first and second. Winter does a really good job there to stay calm and patient there, pitching to soft contact and able to get another out after losing a little bit of control, and a couple of pitches. Does well to get his man Duncan there out.
Yeah, and they were so close to turning a double play. Melton scrambled off the bag and was 3/4 down the baseline and had to make a quick turnaround to get back to second after Fuscolo caught that.
Winter delivers. That one's a strike again. Wearing up after he had a double that ended a little comically with his feet almost above his head on a fall as he tried to put the brakes on after second. Was looking to go to third, but decided against it after the call from his coach.
Probably good for him, but the tumble was comical for all of us here. And then, funny enough, about 2 minutes later, I look over into the Big Train dugout, and one of our players is eating a banana, almost like a little cockiness of, haha, don't slip. I'm sure that's not what he meant, but it did make for a funny joke.
1-1 here now to Waring. Winter delivers again. It's a great pitch. Just drops quick enough. Waring not ahead of it.
Yeah, and a 93-mile-an-hour pitch, the fastest we've seen from Landry so far tonight. Might be of the season. I know he's touched 92 a bunch, but glad to see that he's still out there fighting as much as he can.
A pitch like that will make the batter sit back in their box a little bit. Swings hard at that one, but it is very well foul on the left side.
As we watch 4 to 5 little kids just haul over to where that foul ball was. I wonder if Olney has a little turn in the foul ball, get a sweet treat kind of deal that some of these stadiums we've been to have.
That one I think they're going to have trouble finding. Like my golf ball off the tee. It's gone, and so is Waring. That one's in the zone. Struck out looking. He stands like a statue. Landry Winter does the job here. Keeps the lead alive as we go into the top of the 6th. The Big Train still ahead, 4-3. Top of the 6th inning here at First Responder Field. There's a new man on the mound for the Cropdusters, Sean McCabe.
Yeah, Sean McCabe out of VMI. Well, he's committed to VMI. He just played at College of Charleston. This is his 6th appearance of this season, having thrown 10 innings so far with a 6.30 ERA.
So that ends the night for Jones. The Cropdusters kind of going with a similar pattern of relieving with the Big Train as nobody played games yesterday. Jones' line on the night, 2 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run given up. As the first pitch is hit well from Logan Panett, and it's over the wall. Logan Panett with a leadoff home run in the top of the 6th. 5-3 Big Train as another solo shot puts the Big Train up 2 again.
Yeah, another hard hit, 95 miles an hour, 341 feet. Way to go, Logan, putting us even further ahead.
Celebration with Lucas the Bat Boy and Kieran Coleman, who will follow it up. Gramasty gets a chest bump that almost sends him over. Love seeing Gramasty's energy and spark coming out to greet his teammates after they hit a good shot. Big Train have swung early, and it has paid off several times for them here. As another home run ball there, Panett scores.
And up now is Kieran Coleman, who has had 2 RBIs. on the game tonight as he gets a single into center field. Glad to see that even when he does have games like we talked about earlier with heavy strikeouts, he can still come back and get hits.
So Coleman there, that's his third single already of the night. He has hit very well. Big Train bats have been pretty good. Kind of gone on and off innings as pitchers have rotated through quickly for the Cropdusters. Gagan showed bunt, pulled it away there, and it's a ball to him. Jack Gagan, the bottom of this lineup.
Yeah, again, shows bunt to bring the infielders in, which leaves a lot of space between the infielders and the outfield for those little bloop singles that we love to see.
1-0 moves to 2-0 there as McCabe on the mound for the Cropdusters misses again.
Yeah, and Jack Gagan in the 9-hole, it's a little different the older you get what that 9-hole means. When you're younger, if you're putting the 9-hole on your team that you're playing for, you're usually probably the worst hitter. Gonna be so honest, we've all been there. But in the 9-hole here, Gagan, they know if somebody's gonna be on in front of him. They know that he can get on base or at least put the ball in play, and that's what he's done. He has proven that even when someone's on base or even when someone's not, he will put the ball in play and get on first, and has been a very productive 9-hole hitter this season.
Pickoff attempt there after McCabe earns one back, does blow fastball by Gagan to get back. We count 3-1 though to the catcher. Gagan makes a swing at that one. It's hit pretty hard, and it does get down. Does not get down. Thought I saw it out of the glove, but that was the sunglasses of the right fielder there that popped out, not the ball. Great diving play there from Scott in right for the Cropdusters. Keeps Jack Gagan from the pads. One out now after Panett homers and Coleman on after him with a single. Robbed there of a single by a great diving play from the right field of the Cropdusters.
Yeah, and the sunglasses falling off had every single person in the stands confused. They all cheered for the guy that he caught the line drive, and then all of a sudden something comes rolling out of his glove, and everyone's like, wait, did he catch it? Did he not? No signals from the umpire. And TJ just hit that ball up to the pitcher. It kind of ricocheted off his foot and his butt, if I'm going to be so honest. And then the ump called foul, and we were all confused. Turns out he was just calling the play done as TJ is running back into the dugout.
Yeah, that one hit on a line from Gramercy, but turns and does catch the back of the leg of the pitcher, Cam, before the Cropdusters, and he's able to collect himself well after getting struck by that one with a good amount of speed. A wild pitch there into the dirt allows Coleman to get all the way over to third. 2 outs now after McCabe able to collect the one off his leg and make the play at first to get Gramercy out. Opportunity here for Brennan Wright.
Yeah, and Brennan Wright, he's been really good on the season. Good with RBIs. He has 14 on the season so far, and hopefully he can capitalize again today.
Right, with a big swing of that one. Count is 0-2 here. Man on third, 2 outs. Right hits it. It does just a foul. First baseman misses it, so it gets all the way in to the hole there in the right side of field. It's a play over at third, and Brennan Wright in there with plenty of time. Huge triple for him in the Big Train as he scores Kieran Coleman, who was over there at third. A big hit with plenty of speed to get it past the first baseman means that this lead is now 6-3 for the Big Train.
Yeah, and what looked like it was going to be an easy play by the first baseman turned into a triple, which is exactly what we want to see when we're in this position. it's been fun to watch those little plays that you're not used to going a certain way or you just don't know what's going to happen turn into a big play for your team.
So a single and a triple for Brendan Wright tonight means he's on an interesting side of cycle watch. Needs a double and a home run to complete that tonight.
Yeah, and we're only in the 6th inning, so who knows how this will go. He is the type to make an easy single leg out into a double, so would be super excited to see that tonight.
Quick guy, Wright got over to third very quickly off that one. Malvazio hits that one hard. Doesn't quite have enough to get over the backside fence as it got hung up in the night air there. Malvazio flies out to end this inning, but a home run and a triple mean that 2 hits score 2 runs for the Big Train as they now lead 6-3 as we go into the bottom of the 6th inning. Welcome back to First Responder Field in Olney, Maryland. Night has cooled off here, but the Big Train bats have not. Last inning, Logan Panett hitting a home run over the left side fence. It's the 3rd home run we've seen tonight after he follows Cal Johnson and the only Cropdusters man, Walter. We have a new man on the mound for the Big Train as well, who gets a pitch, gets a strike in his first pitch he sees. Kyle Hopper is on the mound now for the Big Train.
Yeah, Kyle Hopper out of Jacksonville. Hang on.
Earns himself a 2nd strike there. Hopper starting off strong.
Yeah, Hopper out, as I said earlier, out of Jacksonville. This is his 9th appearance with 18 1/3 inning pitch and a 3.93 ERA. Fun little tidbit. His only ejection on the season came against Olney at home. Hopefully, I'm sure he doesn't want to be reminded of that. But interesting when we're playing these two teams.
3 pitches and 3 strikes there for Hopper. Hernandez thinking that maybe that was going to be a drop 3rd strike territory, but the umpire's not agreeing for whatever reason, so he just will sit down on a strikeout there. Hopper, great start to his night. Now has catcher McNeil up to the plate. McNeil has a hit by pitch and a strikeout tonight, and that one is hit, popped straight up. An easy collect there for Cal Johnson in the shortstop position. 2 up, 2 down quickly for Kyle Hopper.
Yeah, Kyle getting through the first two batters really quickly. Not a lot of pitches thrown either, which is great. Keep the pitch count low. Work through the bottom of this lineup.
Kyle Hopper delivers inside to the Frostburg State man, Ryan Buma, for the Cropdusters. Third baseman tonight already has an RBI single. Swings hard at that one. Gets a lot of it, but it has too much height on it, and it's an easy out collected there by TJ Gramsci in center field. 3 up, 3 down quickly for the big train and their pitcher, Kyle Hopper. Great defense there from the big train. Keeps the lead 6-3 as we go into the top of the 7th inning. Six frames left here of baseball for the fight. The number 1 seed in the Cal Ripken Senior League. I'm Zach Lewis, joined alongside by Grace Adams tonight on the Bethesda Big Train Network. We are in a great game for the top of the standings in the Cal Ripken Senior League. The Bethesda Big Train are currently the number 1 seed, with the Cropdusters only a half a game behind. They have one more loss. Both of them have 25 wins on this season. Grace, what do you think the Big Train need in order to keep their 3-run lead here and end the season as the number 1 seed in the league?
Number one, we need to keep hitting at the plate. That is clearly what has scored us these runs, is the home runs in the blue pits when runners are in scoring position. And then our pitching needs to stay as strong as it has this whole game. We've done a good job, especially in these last few innings, of coming out and not letting any runs score. Landry Winter and Kyle Hopper both did that in their outings, and it's been great to see.
First pitch from the new man on the mound, Kyle Rogers, is strike. Kyle Rogers is a West Chester University pitcher.
Yeah, this is his 5th appearance on the season, only having 6 2/3 innings. So he hasn't come out and thrown a lot of innings, but his ERA is only a 1.35. So clearly when he does come out, he does something right.
So Will Hack is now into the game. He will replace
Casey Carpenter.
Casey Carpenter. Hack was already in earlier as he fouls that one into the dirt as a courtesy runner from Jack Gagan. Obviously will not be able to still do that as he is part of the lineup now. Pinch hitting.
Yeah, clearly this means they'll have some trust in Jack Gagan unless they have somebody else off the bench.
Crack of the bat there for Hack. It's another, as we mentioned, bloop single there. Hack makes great contact, takes it over the second baseman's head. He's on first with a single.
Yeah, glad to see that Hack came in and just immediately got a little hit to get on base. It's honest, as I've said so much tonight, it's exactly what we want to see, especially when we need this win in the number 1 seed.
The Big Train seem motivated by finishing on top of the league here.
Yeah, and after having a kind of slow start to the season, we lost a good chunk of games in a row. And then all of a sudden it picked back up. The Big Train has been able to capitalize on these close games and take home lots of wins to now be the #1 seed going into this game and hopefully into playoffs.
Well, one pitch turns into 2 pitches missed for the new man on the mound, Rogers. He is pitching to Cal Johnson. That one does find the zone, so it's 2-1 to Johnson. Johnson has Will Hack over there at first after he reached on a single.
Yeah, and we're back to the scoreboard being a little slow. They still have a 2-0 count now that there's a pickoff attempt over to first. But, you know, not going to say anything. I'm going to be nice. They get 3 strikes before I say anything.
2-1 here. Rogers delivers a great ball into the zone there. A little bit of speed taken off of that one, but it does drift just the outside portion of the zone. Crack the bat from Johnson does get over to the second baseman there. It's an out at second, but not quite in time for the double as it's set up real nicely, but run out hard really well. Johnson, probably the fastest man on this roster, able to get over to first base in time to avoid double play. 1 out now as Will Hack, who got on base via the single, now out. So a fielder's choice there for Cal Johnson, and he stands on first base.
You know, we did get that out, but really nothing's changed. We still have a runner on first, so as he runs to second.
A great throw there from McNeil from behind the plate means that Cal Johnson on a stolen base attempt is unsuccessful, and he's out quickly from no outs to 2 as a playmate at second gets Hack and a stolen base attempt thwarted. The catcher for the Cropdusters there into 2 outs now and looking to dig into this one as the count moves to 1-1 now. Foscolo is up to the plate. Foscolo has 2 singles already on the night. And this is low. Cropdusters have never won the Cal Ripken Senior League in the regular season. They've never finished as a #1 seed, and they've also never won in the playoffs. So finishing and entering the playoffs with the best spot they can will be very important for a team that is looking to break the big train streak of championships.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm hoping they don't. I want the Big Train to win. I want to brag to all my friends back home who also work in summer ball that my team won the championships and theirs didn't, no matter where they are, the Cape or anywhere else.
Ryan Foscolo struck out looking. He's not happy with the call, but it grabs the bottom portion of the zone. The Cropdusters avoid base runners on as 1 hit there, but no runs scored for the Big Train. They go into the bottom of the 7th with their 3-run cushion. We'll stretch.
Welcome back to the Bethesda Big Train Network. Brian Scott, his first swing and first pitch he sees from Kyle Hopper is a single. It gets down in front of TJ Gramesty, who's covering over into the left side of center. Gramesty slips on his collection there, and so Foscolo helps him out there. Does get the ball in. Doesn't have time to keep Scott at first base.
Yeah, if we're going to let anybody on the bases, we need to keep it to just them on first. So good read by Foscolo to keep it in front of him and keep Scott just there on first.
Looks like somebody in the Big Train dugout might have received a warning from the home plate umpire there.
Yeah, it does tend to get really chippy between these two teams. At the beginning of the season, it seemed like there was an ejection every time we played. But tonight, hopefully, it just stays on the warning and nobody gets in trouble so that they can play in the playoffs.
Emilio Gonzalez is missing today after a suspension from an ejection against the DC Grays on Monday. Wasn't able to lift that yesterday as they did not play. A big hit there, but it's right into the glove of Ryan Foscolo. So Melton out and Brian Scott has to jog back over to first base. A good adjustment there from Hopper. But has to be careful leaving too many over the zone there, especially with that kind of speed for these Cropdusters who can get fire quickly from their bats.
Yeah, Hopper kind of throws pretty average for Kyle Hopper, throws pretty average for the league. Most of these pitches we're seeing are sitting somewhere between the 88 and the 90 mile an hour range. So batting practice to most of these D1 guys. And if they leave it over the middle of the plate, someone's bound to hit it over the fence.
It's a really great pitch in the top of the zone there for Hopper, getting his first strike against Gosden. Tries to go on the opposite side of the zone, but just misses a little low. Gosden has not recorded a hit yet tonight. That one he does make contact with, but it's fouled straight back up and over.
Somewhere behind us. I lost it when it went up.
Dropped in the grass somewhere behind us. Yeah, I heard it. Oh, exactly where it went. We're grateful not on top of us. 1 and 2.
That would have been bad for the broadcast. Imagine hearing that on your way while you're listening to the game.
I'll warn you now, if ball strikes one of us, we'll probably take a brief break.
Yeah.
We'll be back, I promise, but we might take a quick breather. So we are outside as we're in a way radio broadcasting, as I'm sure you have noticed. That one is chopped once again by Gosden, but it does drift foul on the right side line.
One good thing about this stadium is the cars are a good chunk away from the stadium. Still a very easily walkable distance, but it seems like it would be very hard for a foul ball to nail anybody's truck.
We'll take quite the home run ball, as that one is not that. It's popped straight up and in to the glove of Zach Malvazio, who is shifted over to first base. We saw this adjustment earlier in the week from the Big Train. I believe that it's moved. It's moved Will Hack over into right field. So Casey Carpenter has been taken out of the defensive alignment as well. And it's actually a like-for-like substitution, as Malvazio has spent most of his time fielding if he is playing the defense, is actually at first base once again.
Yeah, and it was, as I got to talk to Zach during his last time, this was one of his first times ever playing first. However, he's really tall. And as anybody knows, that you usually put one of your taller people over at first because they have a much larger span. And so I guess the Big Train was hoping that even though Emilio Gonzalez isn't here tonight, Zach can still get the reach.
Big swing and missed it there for Walter, who does have the home run that put the Cropdusters ahead in the bottom of the third, 2-1 there, but Big Train have fought back well, 2 home runs of their own. And some other hits have led it to be 6-3. That's a painful one for Gagan. Seems all right, but that one's fouled back straight into his mask. thankful for protective gear there as he gets the thumbs up to the dugout.
Yeah, he popped right up, went right out, seemed good. I know that can be scary for anyone to have a ball come right at their face, whether there's a mask or not there.
Probably used to that one as you are well into your catching career. Gagan is exactly that. Has found his last commitment to his school to kind of finish out his baseball career. Excited about that last chapter for him. And
Yeah, he's going to get his master's at Norfolk State in education. During Roberto Clemente's service day, I was put with Jack, and he was telling me how he wants to go teach special education. So very glad to see that someone in his life obviously made an impact on him, and he wants to continue helping out those younger than him.
it takes a special kind of person to do that, and we've noticed that Gag is not only a very special baseball player and has been a great addition to this team, but also the personality that you would want to see around any team. Just a calm, great presence around the bullpen and in the dugout, and just provides a sense of maturity to this young team at times. Bonus chop just stays foul right at the end there at first. A loud call from home base plate umpire. Make sure everybody knows it's twos across the board as the count is 2-2 with 2 outs here. Kyle Hopper still on the mound for the Big Train, looking to continue a good scoreless run Big Train have been able to keep in the last couple of innings. Cropdusters held scoreless in the 5th and 6th, looking to keep that in the 7th as well.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, well, clearly anybody who watches baseball knows you want the least amount of runs scored.
It's straight up, and it's up and over the center field round. It's another home run for the Cropdusters. Second of the night from Walter. He waves goodbye to that one, and a 2-run home run brings the Cropdusters within 1 of this Bethesda Big Train team. 6-5 to the lead for the Big Train.
Yeah, his second 2-run home run of the night, his second home run of the night in general. So 4 out of their 5 runs have been scored on a Walter home run, which is good for them because he is their 3-hole hitter, which is where you always want your best hitter. As Maximus Waring sends that ball foul into his own team's dugout.
Duncan for the Cropdusters. 1-1 the count to him after an 0-1 courtesy of the foul ball. Moves to 1-1. Ball just misses high for Hopper, who a little frustrated himself conceding that home run there to Walter. Has been the hot bat. Mentioned that was his second home run of the night. Not many players in this summer ball league able to hit 2 home runs in one night, and both of those shots really keeping the Cropdusters alive in them, and those are responsible for 4 of their 5 runs.
Yeah, clearly that's the light of this team right now as Hopper strikes out.
Well, that's a
Andrew
strikeout
Duncan.
there. Hopper limits his damage after 1 hit. Turns into 2 runs there for the Cropdusters. The lead is slim, only 1 for the Big Train as it is 6-5. We head into the top of the 8th inning with a 1-run lead. Logan Panett up to bat now for the Big Train as they still lead in Olney. First responder field, they lead 6-5. One of those runs is courtesy of a home run off Logan Panett's bat.
Maybe he can do it again as he
Panett
hits.
does hit it big again, but it doesn't quite have the carry to take it out of this park. Collected by the center fielder for the Cropdusters right before the warning track, and Panett is retired. Thought he might have had another there, but just kind of hangs up in the humid air tonight.
Yeah, as we talked about earlier, there was a bunch of breeze when we first started this game. The 3 flags out in right center field were all ablown, and now they stand completely flat. You really can't see what they are. No wind to carry that ball out.
Well, McCabe finding some rhythm here. Delivers a pitch to Coleman that starts out with a strike. Cropdusters making this a close one. As we mentioned, they are very keen on winning this one as it gives them the #1 spot in the league and the division. And Big Train have kind of been the rivals of this team as well. We mentioned some of the games getting scrappy, plenty of ejections, plenty of John back and forth from these teams. So
Like to hear John. I'm a Philly sports fan, so Philly word right there.
2 strikes there. Coleman watches another one into the zone from McCabe. 1 and 2. That one is into the dirt. So Coleman back and an even count. Well, we said this one might be decided late, and it's looked like it's going to be the case. Very tight one as we are now in the top of the 8th inning. Big Train are up by just 1 run. They're looking to try and add on, give themselves a little bit more cushion as
Yeah, it seems like every time one of these teams takes the lead, the other team just comes back and makes it within 1 or retakes the lead, as the Big Train has done tonight.
big swing at that one from Coleman on 2 strikes, and that's his 3rd. Waves at it, but nothing doing. Coleman sits down, and McCabe finding a really good rhythm. 2 outs quickly for him, and he now faces the bottom of the lineup, Jack Gagan.
This is very off topic, but Kyle Rogers, the pitcher, has unbuttoned a couple buttons on his shirt tonight, and it's just funny because I see it flapping around when he pitches, like the button flaps, which I don't believe he had in his first inning. So fun for him, I guess. Maybe it got too hot with no breeze.
He's creating his own breeze here, Rogers, feeling the Hawaiian night spirit. That one is hit hard by Gagan, but does go foul just over the Cropdusters bullpen area. As mentioned, there's no more breeze to help out the bats of the Big Train.
No, just some clouds in the sky. No storms, it's looking like. Just a cloudy summer night in July.
Drops low. 2-1 now, the count to Gagan. Kind of a quiet night here. Breeze dies down, the crowd thins out a little bit here at OVGC Park.
Yeah, even though this game started at 6, while most of the games around the league start at 7, it is still late. It is still 8:30. Children have bedtimes, so families are slowly starting to leave.
A fun young crowd here in Olney, but not able to find the strike zone there. Rogers after 2 good outs. He will walk the bottom of the lineup, Gagan, and we'll now see another catcher who is playing in center field tonight, TJ Gramesty. Quick discussion about something from the catcher, McNeil. Cropdusters to the home plate umpire about equipment or a ball choice there. Finds the suitable one and flips it back over to his pitcher, Rogers, and Gramesty stands in the box.
Yeah, TJ brings a lot of life to this team. As we've talked about earlier during the home runs, he comes up and chest bumps every guy on the team, but he also just gets on base all the time, is always making contact. gotten on base 2 out of his 4 at bats so far tonight by a double and a hit by pitch. So happy he can get on it any way possible, even if it leaves a little bruise.
First pitch to Gramercy does miss low. Mentioned his ability to get on base, and it's a really great batting average, almost in the 400 ranges. He sees that pitch hit the zone. It's 1-1. Big moment here for the Big Train, as they would love to give themselves some more cushion that was erased by the home run of Walter in that last inning.
Yeah,
Stay behind though in the count now, 1-2.
Yeah, the Big Train has someone warming up slowly, albeit in their bullpen. So maybe they're having someone come in to kind of hopefully finish this game off and keep them in the lead.
Lots of arms used today from both sides as they rotated through lots of pitches. Gramercy gets a hold of that one, and it is up, and it's over the wall from TJ Gramercy. A 2-run home run shot from the leadoff man. It's blown open and Olney, and TJ Gramercy with no wind to help it. He doesn't need it. He sends it over the wall. TJ Gramercy with a home run shot.
Bringing that life to the team again. TJ Gramercy doing great. I wonder who he's about to chest bump, since everyone chest bumps him. As he chest bumps Zachary Malvazio, and they fall to the ground on top of each other, as there's a huge height difference. But Big Train's up 8-5, exactly the kind of energy we need going into this last few innings of the game.
Well, I had the same thought as you as that one sailed over the wall. Who is TJ gonna fit? Who's gonna chest bump? Is he gonna chest bump himself? Luckily, Malvazio stepping up into that spark plug role and being excited to celebrate with his teammate there. It's a huge moment for this team as they look to defend their title and their prowess in this league as the league leaders. That one is chopped by Brennan Wright into the glove of the Cropdusters pitcher. So that will end the inning, but not without the damage done. The Big Train lead by 3 now going into the bottom of the 8th. Their defense looks to do their job to keep this one as a win for the Big Train. We will be back for the bottom of the 8th inning. Welcome back to Olney. You are on the Bethesda Big Train Network. The Bethesda Big Train with another home run in that inning. This one, courtesy of the leadoff man, TJ Gramercy, hits a 2-run shot over the center field wall. The diving glove of Walter in center field for the Cropdusters. Not enough to keep that one in the park. Now we see a new man on the mound for these Big Train as they look to keep this 3-run lead to see out their victory into the #1 spot. Kaiser Smith now on the mound for the Big Train.
Yeah, number 38, Kaiser Smith out of Florida Atlantic University. Go Owls. This will be his 12th appearance of the season, as he has thrown 21 innings with an ERA of .86, which is absolutely crazy. He is the league leader in ERA and has just been on fire this season. Great guy, great player. Can't wait to see what he does to finish this game out tonight.
Kaiser Smith really is one of the light-up players for this Big Train, and it's kind of electric to watch on the mound. You watch him sometimes get a couple guys on, you're like, oh no, is this the game where he kind of breaks his very good ERA, and he delivers really well with
runners on or he has in the past. I want to give him a jinx here.
Yeah,
heading into a big game.
one of the first times I ever got to see Kaiser play this season, he let runners literally load the bases with no outs and then had 3 straight strikeouts. And he did this consistently for 2 or 3 innings. I finally asked him, I said, dude, what are you doing? And he went, I thrive on runners in scoring position. It's where he gets his adrenaline from. That and his Kona Ice. He is a huge Kona Ice fan. So there is a Kona Ice truck here tonight. I hope he got some beforehand to pump through his veins.
Running cold through Kona Ice. A broken bat. That one is collected by Brennan Wright at second. Delivered to Malvazio for an easy out at first. Shatters the bat as it splinters beneath us. Kind of goes almost completely in half there. An easy out, so Kaiser Smith starts out with a ground out in his night.
Glad to see. Kaiser's one of the pitchers on our team who throws the highest velocity. He is a huge high velocity guy, which is why he's a closer. Just throwing that first pitch 93 and the second pitch 91. Just crazy to see.
Obviously that velocity isn't quite able to last full games, especially in a summer season where you're playing lots of games, but it is just incredibly effective as a closer, like you mentioned, and finds the zone there on the outside of it. 1-1 the count now. Almost clips the jersey there. The guy in the box doesn't quite find its way back into the zone, so it moves to 2-1 now. 1 out. Big swing at it there from the Cropdusters, man.
Kaiser Smith hitting 94. This is big news for him. He's been working to get up to 94, 95 throughout the whole season, and I'm so proud. I can't wait to go tell him after the game. That's the highlight, when I get to talk to these guys and tell them how good they did.
Hernandez does make contact with that one. Rounds first quickly, but stays there. So single for Hernandez. That's his first hit of the night. Was 0-2 going into that at-bat. Does get a hit off man Kaiser Smith, but as we mentioned before, men on base will not bother him. But it's a very good hit from Hernandez. Owen McNeil now, the catcher for the Cropdusters, to the plate. Neal also 0-2, does have a hit by pitch also on the night. Runner goes there, throw from Gagan is not in time as it does hit off the foot of Hernandez as he's diving in there, so a man on second for Kaiser Smith has to navigate this one. One of his biggest moments of closing for the season. The count is now 2-0 to McNeil. This close here is for the league lead spot. Big swing from McNeil. There as 2-0 moves to 2-1. Lots of batters want to swing at this pitch from Kaiser as they know if they make contact it could do some serious damage, but it's hard to get the timing. That ball is off the glove of Gagan and into the backstop, so it allows the guy to Hernandez to get to third. Quick visit from Gagan.
Yeah, it's almost like Kaiser's fulfilling his prophecy of letting a guy get into scoring position, if not third. I mean, that's still scoring position. And then coming back and just doing whatever he can, getting the outs. The breeze has picked back up again, going out to right center field, so maybe that has an impact on the rest of this game. But I have full faith in Kaiser. We have 1 out. He knows what he's doing. Can't wait to see what he works out.
Well, we're hoping we're not responsible for another jinx here, as
knocking on wood.
It's not quite wood there, Grace, but we'll allow the aluminum.
It felt rude to knock on your head, so went with the table.
Could at least gone for my paper notebook, which is like kind of wood.
True, it is part tree.
3-1 McNeil slaps that one into left field. It gets down, and a run is scored there from third. So our jinx, it's too late to talk us out of it, was in effect. Kaiser Smith does sacrifice a run of his own doing there, and it is now 8-6. 2-run lead for the Big Train as they look to limit damage here. Still just one out. And on first again. That one is hit, but it's straight up. Brennan Wright calling everyone off it, and is into his glove. Collected for the second out of the inning, so Kaiser Smith maybe a little frustrated with himself there, giving up that RBI single to McNeil.
It's okay. We have 2 outs. We're still up by 2 runs. Only a runner on first with one of our best pitchers, if not our best pitcher, on the mound. Big Train should be able to take a deep breath right now and put all their trust in Kaiser to do what they need him to do.
That one whipped in there, but just low. Mentioned there's no one you'd probably trust in the bullpen as much as you trust this arm of Kaiser Smith. He's been electric for the Big Train this season and delivered in the moments you would expect him to. Stolen base attempts. Gets past the second baseman there. And man at first, McNeil thinking about rounding and going for 3, but likes to stay at second, and it's a good call as it's collected quickly, and he would have definitely been out if he had went.
Yeah, he definitely should have probably kept his head a little more on a swivel, but good thinking by the third base coach to tell him to not run when the center fielder had already picked up the ball.
Kaiser Smith misses 3 straight. He kind of shakes his hand out. That one once again low. Kind of forcing the ball down a little bit too much in his last couple pitches. That one does find the inside portion of the zone. Really good pitch there, as it's a really tough one for a batter to get. It's going 92 miles an hour, and it's just right in the choked up inside portion of the zone there.
Yeah, good pitch from Kaiser. Hopefully he can replicate it or do something similar.
Kaiser delivers. It's a big swing.
Breaking ball from Kaiser gets Scott a little off kilter and confused.
Full count here now with 2 outs and 2 runs the lead by the Big Train. Smith delivers on the full count. Just misses. Big Train unhappy with it. Just called outside of the zone there. So Scott walks himself to first base, runner on first and second there, as coaching staff and Big Train fans alike not happy with that final call by the home plate umpire there. That one is outside from Smith, who worked himself back well in his last count, was not rewarded for it. Instead, got the walk. Faces leadoff man Melton, who does have a single. Go with 2 walks tonight.
Yeah, tension's high. Not a lot of noise here in the stands unless somebody from Olney makes contact. Definitely can feel the energy getting tense and nervous for what's going to happen there in the last inning and a half.
Coach Sal really willing his players fight in this one. Means a lot to him, as he has a reputation in this league, certainly as a winner and as the founding team, the Big Train, have an expectation of greatness, and they've done very well this season living up to that, and lots of standards. Would love to finish it with a regular season first place finish and give them a lot of confidence and momentum heading into the playoffs that will start at the end of this week on Saturday.
Yeah, and Sal does have a reputation of winning. As of right now, he is the 4th most active winningest coach, something like that. 4th winningest of active coaches in college summer ball leagues. Only couple guys ahead of him are in the Cape, California, and somewhere else. So Sal has that reputation as a winner. He recruits people and they expect that they're going to win. He expects them to win. And that's what the Big Train plans to do here tonight, is win.
Once again, Big Train can't believe some of the calls. This will move to a full count. Gagan asking the umpire where that one missed. It was a good frame, but maybe did just miss on the outside portion of the zone there. Kaiser Smith faces another full count here as Sana is gone. That one is far inside. Try and call the runner home, but not successful in doing so.
Yeah, it wasn't really clear if it was a hit by pitch or a walk. I think it was a hit by pitch because the umpire said that the runner from third couldn't come home, which usually means it was a dead play. As Coach Lopez comes out to talk to Kaiser Smith.
Craig Lopez hasn't had to give many mound visits to Kaiser Smith. Be interested to see the statistics if he's had any so far with Kaiser Smith this season, but giving him a moment to breathe, calm down, and 2 full counts don't really go the Big Train way. Now bases loaded in a big moment here, 2 outs. Winning run is at first base, and a grand slam here would give them a 2-run lead. The Cropdusters are down 2 still here in the bottom of the 8th. A hit from there, and it gets down just in front. 1 run scores for the Cropdusters, and another is in as well. We have a tie ball game here in Olney. The Cropduster bats have figured out Kaiser Smith, and with the key that unlocks, score is 8-8 at First Responder Field. The Cropdusters and the fans have come alive once again here in Olney.
Yeah, not what the Big Train want to have happen. Thankfully, we still have another inning to go, but the fans here tonight in Olney are loud. They're ecstatic. They're banging on the bleachers. They want this. They are excited, and hopefully the Big Train can stop it right here and stop the momentum.
Cade Walter with another big hit. That one is up, and it is gone. Walter's 3rd home run of the night. It's a 3-run shot. It gives the Cropdusters a 3-run lead here in the bottom of the 8th. Walter, that's his 7th RBI of the night, 3rd home run. He cannot be stopped. Kaiser Smith is thrown out of the ball game. Everybody coming to celebrate. Kaiser Smith is really unhappy with the umpire. He has been thrown out of this game.
Yes, the Cropduster bullpen came out, or their dugout came out to cheer and jump and shout, and got a little chirpy with Kaiser, who is now out of the game, being ejected, and it looks like Zachary Malvazio just ran down to the bullpen. Not sure what's going to happen here. but Kaiser Smith will be asked to leave as he is still arguing with the umpires as he is being walked out by some of the other players.
Well, looking to have confirmation on who our next man will be on the mound. It will be the man who was playing in right and then first, and now on the mound will be Zach Malvazio. He looks to bring the defense back for the big train after Kaiser Smith and Jacob. We'll take a quick break and be back. Welcome back to the Bethesda Big Train Network. There's a new man on the mound for the Big Train. Zach Malvazio has now taken the mound after Kaiser Smith has been ejected from this match. Andrew Duncan stands at the plate for the Cropdusters, who now lead 11-8 in the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, not how the Big Train wanted that inning to go. Definitely going to have some work to put in. as Malvazio comes in, and then as we head to the top of the ninth.
Probably the best night of baseball of his life for Cade Walter there, as he has 7 RBI and 3 home runs. Not one he'll forget soon. Malvazio taking his time to warm up after not being in the bullpen because he was on the field playing defense. Parker Corbin has now taken his spot at first base, so Malvazio could shift over to the mound. Finds a strike there. Just needs 1 out to get out of this inning and give the Big Train a chance to battle back at the top of the ninth.
Yeah, it definitely feels like this game has gone a little comical towards the end with slipping on the mound or slipping on second base, Zach and TJ falling on top of each other after chest bumping, and now just some wild ejections. And while you never want an ejection, there was some fun hand holding or hand throwing and hats being tossed to the ground that are comical when you don't hear the words being said with them.
Malvazio just misses low on that pitch, so he walks Duncan to bring up Max Waring. Big Train still looking to find this last out that has plagued them so far. Waring had a pretty good night, as we mentioned his double earlier. Makes contact immediately with that one, but it's fouled up and backwards.
As 2 kids run into each other in front of us trying to chase that foul ball.
Both of them sure it was going to be in the opposite direction, so we'll see which one of them is right. But
Yeah, they both were at opposite ends of the bleachers, ran, crossed each other in the middle, and are going out the other one's staircase. So maybe they're racing. Maybe that was what the goal was.
Waring makes contact with that pitch as well, but doesn't go anywhere but right behind him. Foul into the top of the screen here. 0-2, Waring.
Bat Boy Lucas gets the ball again, doing his job, representing the Big Train, making him proud.
Waring, swing and a miss. That'll retire him. Malvazio comes in and does his job. That's the bleeding stopped. The Big Train will go into the top of the ninth, down 3 runs. They will need some magic off their bats in order to turn this one around and regain the lead and what would be the #1 spot for the winner here. We'll be back in the top of the ninth with the Bethesda Big Train Network. We're in the last inning of baseball on the Bethesda Big Train Network, and potential last 2 frames of the regular season for the Big Train. Very different than the way they were just an inning ago. The bottom of the 8th, disastrous for the Big Train as they gave up a
6-run slot.
6-run slot there. 3 of them a home run off the bat of Walter, his 3rd of the night, 7 RBI now. He has done nothing but hit it over the fence. And the new pitcher, Malvazio, up to bat again. He's looking for the solution. Only crowd getting rowdy here as we are in the top of the 9th inning. Could be the last frame if the Big Train don't find a solution.
And I mean, this is who we want up right now. We want Malvazio, home run leader of the league, up here as he puts the ball in play.
Well, it's 1 up, 1 down for the new man on the mound. The Cropdusters, Russell, gets his first out, and it's a big one as Malvazio is retired. Up, Will Hack follows him up. Apologize for any chants or exclamations from the crowd that get on the broadcast tonight.
Yeah, we got some Olney fans in front of us who are just being loud supporting their team, but as anybody who's been to a sporting event knows, sometimes that support can get a little rowdy.
Russell delivers. It's inside to Will Hack. 2-0 now as Russell misses both of his first pitches.
Will Hack up to bat. He came in the 7th inning. 7th inning for Casey Carpenter. And as we've had a few switcheroos tonight in this inning, depending on how far we get down the lineup, you'll hear who is coming in.
Russell does find a strike in this at-bat to Hack. 3-1 now. The hitters count for the pinch hitting right fielder tonight. Hack makes contact with that, but it's blasted foul. Night has cooled off a lot and the breeze is back, so an opportunity for the Big Train to hit again with a breeze. 3-2, full count. Russell and Will Hack, they'll dance. Hack, a broken bat means it does just get into the glove of the first baseman. A good adjustment from him as he runs over and collects. Melton gets the second out, and the Cropdusters just needing 1 more in order to have their first regular season first seed place heading into the playoffs that they've ever had in this league. The Big Train needing something special to keep them alive.
Right now it's up to Cal Johnson. He had a home run earlier in the game, and he's had some clutch moments earlier in the season with a walk-off home run on Father's Day. He's 1 for 3 tonight. Let's see what he does.
Big swing at it. Cal Johnson. Strike 1. Swings at it again. It's 2 strikes. The crowd is loud and on their feet here in Olney. It's a big moment for this organization, and they are enjoying every minute of it. Throws one inside, and the crowd cools off for a second as
I'm sure coaches in the dugout are telling Cal he should have just leaned into that pitch, but he is still up. He's still working.
1-2 delivered from Russell. Low and away. Who will crack first under the pressure? 2-2 now, the count. One pitch could seal it all for the Cropdusters. That one is not in. That ball was outside of the zone. So a full count now to Cal Johnson, who has done a great job being patient after going down to 2 early strikes.
Yeah, Cropdusters fans in stadium trying to intimidate Cal Johnson, it feels, by not just cheering, but also having Eye of the Tiger by Survivor playing, that beat we all know and love that kind of gets your heart racing. Cal Johnson staying and fighting with a foul ball right here.
Chopped foul there by Johnson, so he stays alive in it. Still at full count. Payoff pitch here for the Cropdusters. That one is inside. He walks Cal Johnson. Cropduster fans deflated after Johnson is able to be very patient, earn himself a walk there.
Yeah, the loud uproar we just heard from the crowd left immediately as Cal Johnson was walked, ball low from Matt Russell.
Great job to stay patient there, try and take a little bit of the stress and energy out of this one. Foscolo shows bunt for a second, but still blown by him there, as that was a strike to him. Swing and a miss from Foscolo. Puts the second batter for the Big Train down 0-2. Foscolo will have to do some work to get back in this one. Wind is moving in the outfield. Foscolo swings at that one. Drop third strike, but it's delivered into the glove of the first baseman. That's an out, and that's our ball game. Cropdusters win 11-8. They now hold the #1 spot in the league going in to the playoffs of the Cal Ripken Senior League. It is very likely that we will see this team back again, potentially for a championship matchup. It was a dogfight that ended from a 3 home run shot by Cade Walters in the bottom of the 8th inning. We will not be back until a home matchup on Saturday. We're waiting to see who that will be. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Zach Lewis, joined alongside tonight by Grace Adams. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you Saturday. Stay kind.